ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. In this video, let us examine what is insecurity in life. We see generally in the world people suffering from insecurity. What is this insecurity and what is security? You see, security in life means today we are happy and we expect tomorrow and thereafter every day should be only like today. So we want today to repeat again and again with the same set of people, with the same set of environment, with the same set of relationships and all that to continue. And if it continues for some time, we feel we are secure. So, in essence, we want to repeat today, tomorrow also. Suppose same thing happens, then what happens? The life will be very boring. It is just like you are seeing a movie which is very good, which you enjoyed very well. Seeing the same movie again and again. So, how much time it lasts? I mean, how much time that joy and happiness lasts? Very soon you get tired. So you feel bored. You want a change. Exactly, this is insecurity. Insecurity is nothing but change. Everything in nature and in life changes. Seasons change. People change. Circumstances change. So, the insecurity is the very nature and fabric of life. Insecurity, when it is there, life will be joyful, life will be alive, life will be adventurous, because you don't know what is going to happen in the next moment. So, insecurity makes you fully conscious, alert and awake. When insecurity is there, you don't react in any situation, but you cultivate that intelligence to respond to any situation which is unforeseen, because every moment is fresh and alive. Only for a moment or for a situation which is already being repeated, then out of your familiarity with that situation or with that person, you only react, you don't respond. For instance, a friend, an old friend is there. You know his nature, his movement, how he talks, how he behaves. So, when he talks something which is not to your liking, you react. In that situation upon the friend. But if there is a new friend about whom you don't know anything, and you are dealing with him or you are relating with him for the first time in your life, then you will be careful to respond as the situation demands. But even if he irritates you, you don't react, because you try to understand him as well as the situation. So, insecurity is a gift of God. The very nature of life. So, insecurity, you have to welcome it. Apart from insecurity, when you develop that insecurity, that feeling of insecurity is there, then there will be another aspect which is not knowing. So, only you are traveling in a train, all strangers are there in the compartment or in the flight or wherever you are in a new situation or among the new groups. So, they are all strangers. So, you feel insecure. So, you open up a dialogue with them. You try to know about their details of life, all that. So, you try to develop some kind of familiarity to avoid or to overcome that feeling of insecurity. So, insecurity makes you to accumulate knowledge. So, knowledge about the things and about the persons. So, when you know, when you come to know about the persons or things, then you feel familiar and secure. So, safety is the main aspect in your life. This is an invisible factor in any man's life. So, because of the factor of safety and security, you want to accumulate knowledge. Thereby, you feel security and safety. You see, that is why people are very much afraid of tomorrow and things which are unknown to him. That's why so many researchers in the field of science goes on to know things. See, to improve the living conditions or to evolve into higher dimensions of life, the efforts in that direction of research are laudable and admirable. But keeping in view the safety factor, if knowledge is accumulated, then it is another factor on the lower levels of activity or consciousness. So, that's why science knows everything changes in nature and in life. So, they don't publish books, they don't write books, because whatever one scientist invents in his lifetime, or the theory which he advocates, may be demolished in subsequent years or in the times unknown which are ahead. It will be possible because people or the researchers with better logical acumen and better scientific equipment and all that may invent an improved version or may discover something with their intelligence, and the theory which he advocates may be demolished with that subsequent invention. So, in the field of science, they do not publish books, because though inventions are going on, researches are going on, they are fundamentally based on the old theories of inventions and discoveries. So, they don't publish books, they don't write any books, they only publish papers, they only publish those papers in journals. So, a paper can be read in any university. So, like that, they share their ideas, their inventions in various universities as ideas which they have found in their research. So, the point here is they are well aware that change is inevitable and it is the order of life and nature also. So, in this regard, there is one professor of mathematics. His name is Geodel. So, he is a very reputed and great mathematician. So, he was writing a comprehensive book on mathematics. After going and researching of 40 years, he was about to conclude that book. At that time, one incident has happened. Bertrand Russell, you know very well, he was also a great mathematician. He also wrote a book on mathematics, Principia Max, something like that. He wrote a book on that. So, Bertrand Russell has posed a problem which he could not solve to Mr. Gödel. So, what is that problem? You see, in the UK, United Kingdom, the government has thought that all the books in the various libraries, there are so many books, so all those books should be listed in a catalog, so that people know in which library what books are there and all that. So, they have issued a circular to all the libraries in the United Kingdom to prepare a catalog of the books which are there in their respective libraries. So the librarians started making those catalogs. So while listing out the books, the catalog itself has come in a book form. So now they got a problem. See, the order says, government order says to list all the books in the catalog, but the catalog has also become a book. So whether that catalog is required to be included in the books or not. So how to do it, whether to include it or not. So they got that problem. So they could not solve this problem because it went to even central library in London, and so they could not, because even that catalog, the books of catalog will be so many. So whether to include in the catalog or not, that has become this thing. So they have posed this problem to Bertrand Russell. So Bertrand Russell also got puzzled. Yes, book of catalog. So whether it is the catalog has to be included or not. So he also could not decide. Then he posed the problem to Mr. Gödel, the great mathematician. Then the great mathematician Gödel thought it is the nature of things. We cannot come to any conclusion on any subject because it goes on changing. No theory will be there forever to eternity because it goes on changing. So he dropped the idea finally of that book. So the point here is insecurity is the very nature and fabric of life. So theologists say God is there. God has to be worshipped and all that. So nobody has experienced the God, but they advocated, all the religions have advocated some theories, respective theories in those fields, in that area. So science could not come to any conclusion that it will never change. There will not be any constant theory. Whatever theories are applicable to the respective times at particular context of time and they may not be eternal because it goes on changing. Life is mysterious. Even science or the theology cannot demystify the existence because it always changing. So, not knowing, people feel guilty about it, not knowing. Not knowing, remember, is the highest peak of consciousness. Not knowing is, in fact, is innocence. Not knowing is not ignorance. Ignorance leads to accumulation of knowledge. But the feeling of not knowing is the very essence of divinity. Not knowing is the highest peak of consciousness. Only in that state you experience that divinity. So, not knowing is something not to be discarded or treated as an ignorance. Not knowing, in fact, has to be embraced, because only in that state you come to know and realize the divinity. So, insecurity is not to be afraid of. Insecurity is, in fact, has to be rejoiced in life. So, insecurity and not knowing are the key factors in the journey to the divine. So, insecurity is the very fabric of a sannyasin or a seeker, because an authentic man treading the path of divinity will be like this. He will not stay where he has seen the sunrise and sunset. He will be always moving. He is a flow with the spirit. So, only a person of wisdom will be able to embrace the insecurity and not knowing in life. So, thank you.